Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Ashland High School as WACA-TV proudly presents girls volleyball. The Clockers take on the Whitinsville Crusaders. I'm Josh Abrams, joined by Chase Abrams.
Yeah, it's a Monday night edition of Ashland Clocker girls volleyball. Looking at pretty even records for the two teams tonight. Whitinsville Christian 8-8, while the Clockers are 7-8 here on senior night.
Okay, speaking of senior night, of course, pregame festivities, Sneha Yadav and Kylie Cardosa, the two seniors on this team, honored. Nice ceremony there, some nice words from their teammates here in front of the crowd. And about to get underway here.
Yeah, one thing to notice there is that you only met 2 seniors for the Clockers, whereas Whitinsville has 7. More than 50% of their roster is made up of seniors, so a little bit of a difference in experience.
Absolutely, Chase, and I believe you also in your research turned up that no common opponents for these two teams. So, and the first time, obviously, they're facing each other this season.
Yeah, I mean, 2 different divisions. Ashland Division 3 South Tri-Valley, whereas Whitinsville is part of the Dual Valley Conference, a conference which they won in the fall of 2019. They were the champions.
Okay, so about to get underway here. Ashland will start with the ball, the serve, and Ali Politica.
A good
quick ace.
Good start for the Clockers.
Serving to her number 6 counterpart, Ella Raymer of the Crusaders. So quick 1-0 lead here for the Clockers in the first set.
Yep, the Crusaders, the return.
Taylor probably could have let that one go, but you know, that's instinct. She reached up for it, couldn't make the play, so evened up here at 1. Crusaders with the ball now.
Yeah, that might have been a little long, but it's pretty tough to get out of the way of those. The set for the Clockers, the kill.
Oh, nice touch on that play.
Yeah.
Point goes to the Clockers.
Beautiful placement, right in between 3 or 4 Crusaders players.
So serve goes back to Ashland. This will be Sofia Gonzalez serving for the Clockers. We certainly saw her go on a run earlier this season, a game here on WACA. She has a really unusual serve, Chase, like not a lot of speed, you know, not a lot of velocity, but she has great touch and she has this ability to spin that seems to give the opponents all kinds of fits. But Whitinsville took care of that one. Clockers settled this one nicely. Now we're into a volley, and a miscommunication on the back line by Whitinsville leads to a Clocker point.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that run that we saw Gonzalez go on earlier this season. We're going to see if she can do it again here.
So 3-1 Clockers. Gonzalez back to serve.
Deep set. The Clocker return. It's another point for Ashland. Good 4-1 start.
We have kind of a tough angle here on the net, so we're gonna have a hard time identifying who's hitting on the front court. But that might have been Kylie Cardosa with the kill. Gonzalez with her 3rd serve here. Little battle at the net. Somehow Whitinsville gets that one over, settles. Oh, that one caught some of the net. That was a nice play there by Hope Brookhouse. So she's one of the seniors on Whitinsville. The Whitinsville seniors also honored in tonight's pregame ceremonies. And I was watching during warm-ups, and Brooke seems to be like their heavy hitter. Really a presence at the front of the net. We'll keep an eye on her all through the night.
All right.
Job digs that one out. This one's over to Simpson. Hard serve and off. Lois Powers looks like on the back line there. Point for Ashland, so make it 5-2.
Yeah, and you mentioned the heavy hitter for Whitinsville. I think that's definitely what Taylor Simpson is for this Clocker team. And she shows it off there. Sneha Yadav's first serve of the night.
So Yadav has played by inconsistency all season, but she seems to have found it here late in the season as it's an excellent serve. She definitely has power from back there. Just had been having trouble with a consistent hit. As she got away with one there as it hit the tape at the top. There's Brookhouse with a big overhand. Politica setting for Simpson.
They're saying that's the Clocker point.
I think that one caught the last possible millimeter of the back line, Chase, and the point goes to the Clockers.
Yeah, that was a close one. I wasn't sure if it had gone off a Crusader player or not. Yadav's 3rd serve now.
And the net not so forgiving that time as Yadav hits it, doesn't get it over. Point goes to the Crusaders, so make it 7-3 Clockers here in the first set.
All right, this is going to be the first serve of the night for senior Emma Johnson for the Crusaders.
Yadav digs it out. Politica sets over to LeBay.
Yep, the Crusaders got to get it over and do. Simpson, dig. Politica
Give and go
set.
here.
Back to Simpson.
Blocked nicely at the net by the Crusaders. It's still alive. Here's LeBay. Gets it past the back line and in for a point.
Great placement there, too. Back left corner and everything. That's the first strong volley we've seen so far tonight.
Okay, so Ashley Amashek checking in now here for Ali Politica. She'll head right to the front line and head into the back to serve as Cece LeBay.
Another really strong server for the Clockers.
And certainly capable of going on a run.
Yep.
Hard serve on the line. Point goes to the Clockers.
A lot of power behind that serve.
Similar to Yadav, but back line versus the net. She really testing the limits here.
Yeah.
See if she'll take a little something off this one.
Well, she did, like you said, dug out by the Crusaders. Have to get it over and do. Simpson with the dig. The set by LeBay. Simpson with the kill.
Just too much to handle there. So make it 10-3 Clockers. Timeout called by the Crusaders.
Yeah, and coming into this game, like we said, similar records, but neither team had played any similar opponents, so we didn't really know what to expect. But right out of the gate, 10-3 Clockers. They've gone on a couple runs. They've looked really, really strong.
Good. The Clockers come in tonight a game below 500. They've been playing pretty much 500 ball throughout October. Their most recent loss 3-0 to Westwood on Friday night. That was their most recent game. Their last win, let's see, against Dedham 10 days ago. They won 3-0 over Dedham, and then dropped 3-0 to Lincoln Sudbury, 3-1 to Holliston. So, looking to make a late season run here, Chase, and hopefully make it into the playoffs.
Yeah, both these teams are coming in with 2-game losing streaks that they're probably hoping to snap tonight. LeBay's serve.
Nice dig. Such a tough serve. Low to the ground.
Yeah, good touch.
Singer into the game with a dig.
Amershek gets the kill. Right out of the timeout, Ashland starts right where they left off.
So, if the Crusaders' strategy there was to try and ice the serve, it didn't work. LeBay still on the back line for the Clockers, now with an 11-3 lead.
Wow.
Just threw a leg out there, but it counts. Simpson goes right back over the net. LeBay digs it out, sets to Yadav. Block at the net, but not enough as the point goes to the Clockers. Make it 11-3.
That was a bit of an interesting volley. We saw a couple plays that you don't usually see in a volleyball game.
Absolutely. Again, kind of a line drive off the ankle and still saved by the Crusaders to keep that one alive. And LeBay serves into the net. So another two straight servers, Yadav and now LeBay, who end their serve by serving into the net. Unforced error there. Crusaders ball now. Hope Brookhouse. That's trouble. Simpson couldn't quite handle that one. It sails out of bounds. So point goes to the Crusaders, who are now down 12-5 here in the first set.
Yeah, I believe this is the first time we've seen a Crusader serve twice. Let's see if they can go on a run here.
Yadav digs this one out to LeBay. Back over to Simpson. Too hard, out of bounds. Point goes to the Crusaders. What have we got here? I didn't see what the call was there at the net, but reverse that one. Point goes to the Clockers. They'll regain serve. 12-5. Singer sits down. And now Taylor Simpson on the back line with the serve.
Tough dig. The Crusaders, and they get it over. Simpson, the dig, set. Crusaders return it. Kill of their own. And Yadav can't get there in time, and that's a point for Whitinsville.
Again, you like the aggressive play by Yadav, but again, you need to know where you are on the court, have that sense, and that one was, I'm almost sure, going out of bounds, but she made a dive for it, tried to make a play. Unfortunately, it goes the Crusaders' way, so 13-6 now, as the libero, number 6.
Ella Raymer.
Got the makings of a good volley here. Yadav lets that one go, and it goes wide,
I think
goes
she
long.
can hear you, yeah.
And with that play, she'll sit down on the bench as fellow senior Kylie Cardosa steps into the lineup for the Clockers. And this will be Anna Alves serving for the Clockers. That one's going to be trouble for the Crusaders. They've still got a shot to get it over, and Brookhouse does it. Set by Simpson, dig I mean. There's trouble. Nice play there. I believe that was Kylie Cardosa with the attempted kill at the net. It got partially blocked, and the Crusaders couldn't recover to make the play.
Yeah, one of the difficult things with those blocks at the net is that they can break big sometimes, but sometimes when you only get a part of your hand on the ball, it'll something will happen that's like that, where it just lands right in the middle.
Absolutely. So unfortunately, Alves serves out of bounds and immediately gets rewarded with a seat on the bench. Crusaders make a substitution of their own as Hannah Raymer steps in here for the Crusaders. Well-placed serve. Point goes to the Crusaders, so make it 15-8.
Yep, this is Abby Goodall with the serve for Whitinsville. Another serve that almost landed just in front of the Clocker players, and they can't do anything with it.
Yeah, Morella tries to make the play on it, but couldn't keep it in bounds. So Goodell seems to be finding a hole there between the two lines. It looks like the back line's cheating up a little bit now.
Yep, they placed themselves well that time as they're able to return it this time.
Nice little bit of intimidation as Kylie Cardosa was there with both hands up in the air, ready to block, and forces a Crusader turnover.
Yep, this is Politica for the Clocker serve now.
That's right, Ali Politica in to serve here for the Clockers. Brookhouse gets it over. It's a little bit of a scramble for the Clockers, but up to Simpson, who gets it over. Oh, like a flat-footed over the net there.
It's a short set. Now the Clockers with their return.
I don't know how that wasn't a net violation on the Crusaders, but the point goes to them. Girl who hit the net with both hands.
Sometimes
Simpson digs this one out.
Strong kill by the Clockers, but they're saying that was
unfortunately,
a net
they did catch.
Yeah, they saw that one.
Yeah, Kylie Cardosa got only one hand, but she got a lot of net on the follow-through. So all of a sudden, this has turned into a 5-point game here, 16-11 Clockers. Crusaders on a little bit of a run here.
Yeah, slowly but surely, they're making up ground. Not sure if that return by Simpson was completely legal, but they didn't see it.
Locked at the net, still alive.
Dig.
Yadav gets it up to the front. That was Morella.
Crusaders with a set of their own. That goes out of bounds.
There was some kind of a violation. That ball was still in the air when the whistle blew, but the point goes to the Clockers as Gonzalez checks back in here for the Clockers, and Morella takes a seat. So Gonzalez in, and she'll go right to the back to serve. She'll be flanked in the back by Politica and Yadav.
The set catches the net just enough to ricochet.
I think it caught a hand too. I mean, Cardosa and LeBay were up there for the block. I think it caught a little bit of hand and net and fell harmlessly to the ground.
Yeah, once again with the angle that we've got, I think the ref was right in the front of where I could see that.
Okay, so point goes to the Crusaders. It's still a 5-point game, but now it's 17-12. It really feels like the Clockers have dominated here in the first set, but the score doesn't reflect it as the Crusaders are hanging tough.
Yeah, they haven't played the most fundamental volleyball, but they're hanging in there, like you said.
Simpson with a running start, beautiful form, and drops it in for a point on the back corner. And Yadav now back to serve. Alvis into the game and into the front line as Cardoso sits down. Or at least heads to the bench. They're not sitting tonight.
Yadav's serve.
That's an ace.
Placed.
She found her spot there well inside the back line. Nothing controversial about that one.
Yeah.
So make it 19-12.
Found a great area where it wasn't anywhere near the back line and also wasn't anywhere near a Whitinsville player.
Okay, Libero's trading spots there. Block attempt by the Crusaders falls on their side of the net. And this Clocker crowd is starting to get into it. They're smelling a win. It's 20-12 Clockers as the Crusaders call timeout.
Yeah, the Crusaders sticking in there. They've made some, I'm trying to think of a good way to describe the plays. They're, once again, not exactly fundamental. And it's worked out for them a little bit. 20-12 probably isn't the ideal score for them, but they're hanging in there.
Well, they were hanging in there. It was a 5-point game, it seems like just a moment ago, but it's suddenly an 8-point difference. Clockers 20-12. So if you're just joining us here on WACA-TV, of course on tape delay, as they used to say in the old days, but glad to have you with us. You're watching the replay here. Josh Abrams and Chase Abrams from the gym here in Ashland on senior night is Sneha Yadav and Kylie Cardoso honored in pregame ceremonies. Glad to have you with us.
Yeah. Always.
Okay, so let's pick up where we left off. Yadav about to serve for the Clockers, up 20-12. That's trouble. Oh, that's tough. The libero takes one to the face. She's okay. Well-placed serve by Yadav.
It's a quick point for the Clockers out of the break.
And then we're going to get another substitution. They're going to have a look at her. She took that one right off the face. She's fine, but give her a little bit of a breather. This will be trouble heading for the bleachers. Nice save by the Crusaders, but not enough oomph to get it over the net in 3. So a point for the Clockers. That 5-point lead just a few minutes ago has ballooned to a 10-point lead. 22-12, and Yadav on fire. Libero had checked back in here for the Crusaders. Here's a free ball over the net. Yadav to Politica.
The set.
That's LeBay. Quick one-timer over the net, answered by the Clockers. Just a free ball over the net, and now the Crusaders setting up for a spike. There's Brookhouse, hard serve, and finds the floor, an ace to break Yadav's serve.
Yeah, she went on a run there. It looked like the Clockers might have been able to close out this set with Sneha serving, but...
I was thinking it, but I didn't want to say it. I certainly didn't want to jinx her. But a heck of a run for Yadav. I mean, this is some of the best serves we've seen from her all season.
Yeah, absolutely. Crusaders just barely got a point in there at the end. But it is a 9-point lead for the Clockers right now, 22-13.
Okay, Emma Johnson returns to serve here for the Crusaders. Yadav, a little bit of a scramble here and a miscommunication on the floor as 4 or 5 Clockers watched that one fall right in between them. A point for the Crusaders, 22-14.
Watch these serves by Johnson on Whitinsville. It's going to be a little bit shorter. You can see Ashland creeping up a little bit.
Okay, so that was LeBay. Back to LeBay now. Way too hard, way out of bounds. So make it 22-15.
Yeah, she didn't quite have the angle on that one.
So, again, I mean, both teams getting a little streaky here late in the first set. It'd been a 5-point Clocker lead, then a 10-point lead, and now it back down to 7 as the Crusaders have put together back-to-back points. Crusader coach Kelly Penning getting whistled for talking to the other line judge a little too long. It's a longer serve here by Johnson. There's a running start by Simpson. That one's going to sail out of bounds, narrowly missing the face of the line judge up at the net. So make it 23-15 Clockers. And they're going to send LeBay back to try and close this one out.
Yeah, Simpson jumped off one leg there again. That's kind of cool to watch.
Gives that running start.
Yeah.
But she's got great body control.
Good serve by LeBay, and
I'll
now it's 24-15 Clockers.
That was Gabby Bobolia with that last hit at right into the net, and I gotta tell you, with the way she hit it, if it had gone over, it had to have been called a carry. So here's LeBay trying to close it out, and a little too strong.
Well, you're nearing the end of the set. You want to get a good serve in. Nothing to worry about. It's an 8-point clocker lead, 24-16, as we're hopefully nearing the end of this first set.
So Brookhouse with the serve for the Crusaders. There's a little give and go for Taylor Simpson, and she closes it out, puts it into the back corner for the win. So the first set goes to the Clockers, 25-16.
Yeah, and such a common theme with, honestly, both of these teams is games ending in straight sets. 3-0, 0-3, either way. So they've either won big or they've lost big, as I told you about earlier. So I'm wondering if that could be another theme tonight.
Well, I'm sure the Clocker girls have it on their mind, right? The Red Sox game starts at 8:08. It's coming up at the top of the hour of 7 o'clock here. Let's try and finish this one off in straight sets so we can get home in time to catch first pitch from Fenway Park. So a strong first set here for the Clockers. They take it 25-16 as the teams regroup here, about to start the second set.
Yeah, I mean, Sneha had a really great run towards the end there. Got them to 22-12, I believe it is. 22-13 after it was all over. Some good kills from Simpson so far as well. So
yeah, I got to tell you, again, like the power at the net from the front line, Simpson and LeBay, the Crusaders don't seem to have an answer for it. Honestly, most of the points that they were getting were off of mental mistakes by the Clockers there in the first set. Serving long, mishitting. Yeah. So if the Clockers can correct those mental mistakes, they should be, clear sailing the rest of the way.
Absolutely, and we're seeing, honestly, a lot of mental mistakes on both sides. So while the Clockers could clean up their mental mistakes, we could see it go the other way as well with Whitinsville cleaning up their game as well. So once again, something to look out for.
Sure. Well, again, I mean, mental mistakes are part of the game. These teams are both hovering either at or right around 500. So clearly, it's probably, neither one of them are having the season they had hoped for when we kicked things off here back in the early fall. But both teams looking to get their acts together, clean it up a little bit, try and see some postseason action. So Ashland makes its way to the court. I'm seeing Kylie Cardosa, Cassie Morella, Cece LeBay, Taylor Simpson, Allie Politica, and a freshman just called up from JV, Genesis Camacho. She's wearing number 18. This is her first action, as far as I know, again, from the games that we've announced. This is her first action on varsity.
Yeah, pretty cool to make your varsity debut on senior night as a freshman.
Speaking of which, Coach LeBay mentioned this to me before the game, that one of the two seniors, Sneha Yadav, was a 4-year varsity player. It's very unusual. So congratulations to Sneha on just a terrific Ashland volleyball career.
Yeah, I mean, she was the MVP last year as well of Tri-Valley, right?
I would have to verify that. I know that she was profiled as one of the 5 Tri-Valley League players to watch this season in girls volleyball.
I think she's definitely delivered this year.
Crusaders will start with the serve here. That was Ellie Whedon. LeBay from the opposite side. She was mostly on the left side. The right side. We're getting our sides mixed up from where we're sitting, but LeBay switched sides here in the second set and immediately delivers with a point, so make it 1-0 as Gonzalez heads back to serve for the Clockers.
Yeah, it was a cross-court kill.
Not quite enough oomph on that one. Hits the net and drops on the Ashland side, so knotted at 1. Both teams making quick and early substitutions. Morella sits down, as does Gonzalez. So Juliana Singer comes in. And it looks like Yadav is back in as the freshman Genesis Camacho on the court for 2 points before resuming her place on the Ashland bench. So Juliana Buchanan back to serve for the Crusaders. Kind of a flat-footed serve. Simpson digs it out, give and go, cross court, answered by the Crusaders. There's Hope.
Oh, they're saying
Out of
that was
bounds.
out.
Hope Brookhouse.
Oh, that was close.
That was very close, but it goes Ashland's way. And Coach LeBay making some more quick substitutions as Camacho comes right back in. And Yadav, who serves so toward the end of the first set, comes right back in here on the second one and sails it high and long out of bounds. So teams are just trading points right now. It's 2-2. This is starting to look like a chess match as the teams are substituting on every change of possession, every play practically.
And we talked about mental mistakes and trying to clean that up. So far, Ashland has 2 serves, and both of them have turned into points without Whitinsville points, without Whitinsville actually touching the ball.
So there's Emma Johnson with the serve. LeBay, the hard hit and out of bounds again.
And that gives the Crusaders their first lead of the night, 3-2 early in the second set.
Honestly, Chase, again, I feel like if the Clockers just keep these balls in bounds, they're going to win. They're going to be able to get the point. And the Crusaders have not been able to answer the power when the balls have been accurate, when those shots have been accurate. Politica setting up. There's Camacho with the point.
First varsity point.
Looked like she knocked it off of Brookhouse and out of bounds. We're going to get some more substitutions here as Ashley Amershek comes in. Politica off to the bench. And Cece LeBay serving for the Clockers.
Good dig by the Crusaders. Their return. Ashton sets it up. Camacho can't.
A little
too
too
strong.
long.
A little strong.
So another point goes to the Crusaders. They're now up 5-3, their biggest lead of the night.
All right, first time we're seeing her serving in the second set. Hope Brookhouse looking to go on a run here for the Crusaders.
She's definitely been a force on the front line. She's been making her presence felt serving as well. Yadav sets it up front to Amershek over the net. Free ball somewhat. It's a hard serve, but hard shot, but blocked. Another one by Amershek. She couldn't get much on it. A little bit of a scramble by the Crusaders over the net. Sneha digs it out to LeBay. And we got a double hit called on the Clockers. I didn't see it from my angle, but that's why I'm back here and he's up there. So make it 6-3 Crusaders.
Wow, when did that happen? Hope Brookhouse with her second serve now.
Simpson digs it out. It's over to Amershek. A little more power that time, but the Crusaders answer. Ooh, one-timer off the net. A little bit of a scramble again by the Clockers. They're just going to settle to get it over the net and try to regroup. LeBay digs that one out. It's over to Simpson now. Blocked at the net. Singer. LeBay on a free ball.
Keeping it alive. Johnson, the set.
By far the longest volley of the night we're watching right now. LeBay to Simpson. Answered again by the Crusaders. And we've got a violation. Double hit, looks like, and the point goes to the Clockers. So a well-earned point there. They're down 2 now. It's 6-4 Crusaders. And Simpson to serve.
Well, it's not the best way to end a volley, but the Clockers got the point there.
I think Simpson made a point of keeping that one in bounds. Took a little off that serve.
Morella's kill comes up a little bit short.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened on that play. You know, I thought it was a decent set, but Morella unable to clear the net on that attempted kill.
Yep. This is Whitinsville. Ella Raymer, whose serve goes way, way long.
Okay. Clockers inching their way back at 7-5 as Yadav sits down. And Genesis Camacho serving for the Clockers. Got a whistle. I guess they were moving before the serve. I'm just guessing from these hand motions, but Camacho gets the point, and she's perfectly happy to just get these over the net. There's no attempted velocity.
High arcing serve.
Okay,
A little less
mixing
that
it up
time,
a little bit, you know, mixing speeds. It's a soft one over the net.
Wow.
Clockers got away with one there. They got caught napping a little bit. At the net, Amershek with this. I couldn't even get it out. I kept watching the Crusaders trying to get that one over the net after they blocked Amershek's shot. But we've got a tie ball game, Chase.
I know. Annika home, the last one for Whitinsville, unable to get it over there. And Camacho going on a bit of a run here. That's home again. Set, Morella's kill.
She made sure she got that one over.
Yep, Raymer with the dig for Whitinsville, sorry. Morella's dig. The set, Camacho.
Nice dig there by the Crusaders. A little bit of miscommunication, almost disastrous. But finally buried for the point for the Clockers. Again, another terrific volley between these two teams.
This is fun to watch.
Tough break for Camacho as that one just sailed out of bounds near side. But she had a nice couple of points there and helped the Clockers momentarily regain the lead. It's now tied. And she'll return to the bench. Morella's in, along with Simpson and Yadav. That's your back line for the Clockers. Amershek, LeBay, and Cardosa on the front line here for the Clockers.
All right, the serve by Abby Goodell. Way short, and it hits the net.
She serves it right into the net. The Clocker student section certainly making some noise and disrupting her a little bit, and she did look over there after serving into the net. So
that's what home field advantage can give you sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about the etiquette about it, the proper etiquette there, but it seemed to work to the Clockers' advantage. Let's see what the call is here. Another double hit. This is probably the most I've seen this signaled in any game this season, as the mental mistakes are really starting to pile up on both sides, but it's favoring the Clockers right now.
Yep, Politica's serve.
She just got that one over, and the Crusaders come up just a bit short, trying to get that one back to answer for the volley. And the Clockers suddenly have a 3-point lead of their own here in the second set.
Yeah, Raymer's last effort there for the Crusaders was just short. The net was not forgiving.
As another dig sails out of bounds, so suddenly the Crusaders are on their heels a bit. They're down 12-8 here in the second set, as Politica's going on a nice little run here.
Wow.
Oh, a misfire there. Definitely Cardosa wants that one back. I think that ball was coming over as big as a beach ball, and she was ready to pounce, but somehow just mistimed it, didn't get all of it. And again, an unforced error hands the ball to the Crusaders.
Yeah, the point there for Whitinsville. Looks like number 11, Hope Brookhouse, just punched to the ball, and it got over the net. And I don't think Ashland was ready for it at all. And as we're talking about Brookhouse, she comes up with a strong spike there to get the point for the Crusaders.
Absolutely. Again, the Clockers had two people up there on the block, hands up in the air. And Brookhouse able to avoid both of them, and I believe there was a net violation, even if that ball had somehow been returned by the Clockers. Politica, a little bit too much of a lead there for Morella. Had too hard to handle, bounces it off the top of the net, can't make the play. And suddenly the Crusaders are back within one. This has been a topsy-turvy game so far, topsy-turvy set. Politica running by, able to make the set to Simpson. Make that LeBay. Brookhouse with, again, a powerful over the top. LeBay answers back. It's deflected at the net, but kept alive by the Crusaders. Free ball over the net. Yadav digs it out. Politica. Soft one by Cardosa. Into the net by the Crusaders by number 18, Hannah Raymer. The Clockers able to take advantage. They'll get the serve back.
Another good volley between these two teams.
So Sofia Gonzalez heads back to serve. Morella has a seat. Were they moving before the serve again? That seems to be the case.
Well, it's that theme of mental mistakes again. We haven't seen too many in a little bit, honestly, probably since their last, well, a couple double hits here and there, but there have been some strong volleys between the two teams.
A little bit of frustration there from Ella Raymer in that last call. She digs this one out from Gonzalez. Here's Brookhouse. Hard and long, out of bounds. 15-11 now. Clockers in the lead here in the second set.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen when you hit the ball that hard.
Gonzalez definitely with some spin on that serve. Brookhouse takes a little bit off of it. Sneha went diving for it, so did Simpson. Unable to keep the play alive. Point goes to the Crusaders.
Yep, Ella Raymer back to serve again this set.
So Gonzalez, her serve complete, returns to the bench. And Juliana Singer into the lineup now here for the Clockers. So Buchanan serving from an unusual, I believe that's Buchanan, 20?
Yep.
Serving from an unusual spot all the way on the far side. Yadav incorrectly interprets that one. It falls inbound, so point goes to the Crusaders. It's still
16-12.
I think they just gave that point to the Clockers. Let's see.
Oh, now
they're taking it off now. So make it 15-12.
15-13.
Okay. LeBay able to get a hold of that one up to Politica. Simpson got stymied there at the net. Here's Brookhouse, blocked at the net. Yadav answers to Politica, up to Simpson.
Goes off
and
one leg again, yeah.
Fell just past the line. It really is a game of inches. And the Crusaders now down by just one as Buchanan on her third consecutive serve.
Yeah, Simpson had the right idea there, and up until that very last moment, it looked like she had placed it perfectly, and it was just a bit far.
Give and go for Simpson, and it works well. Yeah. Simpson to Politica, back to Simpson, and the point goes to the Clockers.
Yeah, that play's been hitting all year.
So Yadav back to serve again for the Clockers, see if she can get herself and the team onto a little run here. Definitely took something off that serve. They seem to be looking for Brookhouse every chance they get, and I don't blame them.
Yeah. Raymer's dig, the set.
Camacho with the block! That's going to sail out of bounds. Point for the Clockers. So the freshman making her presence felt here in the second set.
The height at the net.
Yadav with the fastball that time. They're going to play it off the net. They do it successfully. Free ball over. Singer trying to serve at the net. Trying to set, I should say. It's going to go out of bounds, and it does. Point for the Clockers.
Very back and forth at the net, and Ella Raymer's dig just couldn't barely out of bounds far side.
So the Clockers have had their trouble here in the second set, but it's the Crusaders down 4 now, 18-14, and they call timeout.
This has been an entertaining set to watch. Much longer because, I mean, these like volleys are taking up long stretches of time. It's fantastic. This is the kind of volleyball you want to watch.
I got to tell you, I got to wonder if the Crusaders are not Red Sox fans. They're really trying to extend this and prevent straight sets, but keep us from getting home in time for first pitch.
Yeah, shockingly, I don't think that's been at the forefront of their mind so far tonight.
So certainly don't, hate to see senior night get spoiled here for the Clockers, but they are in the lead here in the second set. They took the first one 25-16.
You were talking about senior night getting spoiled. I was like, come on, they're winning. 1-0, 18-14 Clockers right now. In this second set, Sneha Yadav going for another serve here. This will be her third in a row.
They control their own destiny.
Yep. Good serve.
Yadav catches Ella Raymer. Raymer unable to make the play there as it deflects off her hands and out of bounds. So 19-14. As I think this will be Yadav's third serve on this rotation. Definitely working in some kind of a spin over there. Here's Brookhouse, just going to pull it back a little bit. Yadav digs it out up to Politica, now to Simpson. Too far, out of bounds. So Simpson a little overeager there, maybe a little too much adrenaline.
Yeah, gets the best of all of us sometimes. All right, this looks like it's going to be, you see a number? Is that?
It'll be Johnson. Let's see if the Clockers remembered that she has a soft serve and she's been trying to find that hole between the two lines. They do seem to be cheating up a little bit here. LeBay.
Yeah, played her well that time.
Back to LeBay. Okay. Up in the air, Simpson to Politica. Simpson with her back to the net gets it over. Terrific spike and save by Yadav. But the Crusaders will take that point. It's 19-16 now.
Yeah, they just narrowly avoided a bad collision there. Glad they're both okay.
So again, Johnson not a lot of velocity on the serve, but she's been effective tonight.
Yeah, she's had some of the better serves so far tonight. The placement over power.
Okay, there's that give and go with Politica. Simpson and Politica pairing up a lot tonight. And we've got a net violation. We've got a double hit. Yep.
Another one?
Another double hit called on the Crusaders. As Amershek checks in.
I believe they called, was that Allie Whedon who they called for the double hit there? 15?
I didn't see who they called it on. So, but Amershek in for Politica. Cece LeBay with a hard overhand.
Yeah, Johnson the set.
Valiant attempt at the net. So hard to play those off the net.
Yep, Annika Holm gets the point there for the Crusaders.
That was a terrific play by Annika.
Yeah.
And we're back here, a 3-point game. Yadav digs this one out from Hope. Over to Simpson with a free shot. Another free ball. Singer, not a great dig. Yadav one-handed, almost catches them off guard. Hard serve and hard hit over the net. Splits the defense on the back line. Point goes to the Crusaders. They're now only down by 2 late here in the second set.
Yeah, strong kill by Whedon on that far side. Good dig by Yadav.
Here's Simpson. Brookhouse answers, gets it back. Free ball over the net. Yadav digs it out to LeBay. Amershek. Oh, I believe off the net and off a Crusader defender and out of bounds. So
actually, they're saying that was just off the net, and it's going to be a Crusader point. Is it?
Wow.
Don't look now. It is 20-19.
And again, an unforced error as Hope Brookhouse serves into the net to give the Clockers their 21st point of the set.
Taylor Simpson serving for the first time in a while. 21-19 Clockers right now.
Oh, Raymer had all kinds of trouble with that one. And her dig wound up deadening the ball and falling right at her feet. Nothing that her teammates could do on that one. Clockers up 22-19 now. Simpson almost looks like she's hitting it with her wrist going over the net. Yadav digs this one out to LeBay. That was Morella. A nice little touch at the net by Camacho. Nothing the Crusaders could do on that one, and the Clockers up 23-19. And a timeout on the floor called by the Crusaders. I gotta tell you, Chase, like especially that last point, I mean, it's been pretty similar all night, but like that point, almost a microcosm of the night. The whole team is involved there.
Exactly.
Right? From the serve to the digs to the sets, and then a great play at the net by Camacho to finish the point.
Yeah, I mean, that first set was pretty back and forth, but we didn't see any extended volleys like we're seeing in this set. I mean, everyone's getting in on the play. No one's making any mental mistakes like we were talking about, as much as we saw in that first set. So, yeah, it's been some good volleyball in this second set.
Okay, so again, the Clockers up 23-19 here in the second set. They took the first set 25-16. As for the first time tonight coming out of the timeout, the Crusaders, the first ones to return to the court. So Taylor Simpson still serving for the Clockers. Yadav, Morella, LeBay, Amershek, and of course Camacho round out the 6 players for the Clockers here on the court. Simpson serves. A little bit of a misjudge there by Allie Whedon. point goes to the Clockers, and now Simpson with a chance to finish it here.
Yeah.
24-19, set point for the Clockers.
She's gone on a good run.
Good backspin there. Crusaders able to recover. Yadav diving to make the dig to LeBay. Over to Amershek, going deep. Catches the line and gets the point. Set goes to the Clockers, 25-19.
Well, they came out of the timeout and they scored too quickly. Taylor Simpson closed it out for the Clockers. Went on a great run to finish off the set. And they take set 2, 25-19.
Yeah, Clockers up 2-0, looking, if they can, to take it in straight sets tonight. And Chase, thinking of our good friend Rob Silver, who's at home relaxing tonight. His thing every game, every especially for volleyball, he always comes up with the Silver Award.
The Silver Star?
Yeah, I thought it was the Silver Star, but he saves that for certain other things.
Oh,
but the Silver Award for, in his opinion, the best player on the Clockers on a given night. So I want you to start giving some thought, right? We're 2 sets through now. The Clockers, again, even with straight sets or not, they are 2/3 of the way to winning this match against the Crusaders. So start thinking about who you might award the silver, give the Silver Award to.
Huh. Interesting. I'm definitely gonna think about that. Okay. To definitely look out for.
And while we have a timeout on the floor, I want to, of course, congratulate the Ashland Clocker football team with a big win last Friday night. I believe was that Westwood to preserve their undefeated record, and they continue to prevent teams from scoring any points in the first half at home.
Wow, that's incredible. They're having such a great season.
Yeah, I got to meet and talk to a few of the players the other night on Clocker Talk. Luke Herter, Andrew Molesky, and I'm not going to come up with that third name, and I apologize to that young man, but 3 terrific guys on the football team. They really, really do care for each other. The team has really come together, terrific chemistry, and they are just having a terrific season.
Yeah, absolutely. And technically, they are still the defending champions, right? No real season last year. They've still got the trophy.
Oh, it was a real season, but there was no Super Bowl, no playoffs.
No. But they're on pace for another undefeated season. They're looking really, really strong this year.
Okay, and I believe boys soccer is playing tonight. I believe they are playing tomorrow as well.
Wow, back-to-back nights.
Yeah, and then
wish them the best of luck, of course.
Of course. And on a programming note, Chase and I will be back. Actually, we're
Thursday and Friday.
Jumping ahead. Yeah, we get a lot of Josh and Chase this week, as we'll be announcing girls soccer against Norwood on Thursday night, right here on WACA-TV. Game time at 6 o'clock. And then Friday night, under the lights, girls volleyball, I guess under the lights of the gym. Yeah. They'll be playing against Hopkinton. And then my sources on the street tell me that for the boys soccer game against Hopkinton next Monday, that you and I will be announcing here on WACA-TV, that all the ball boys will be members of the Ashland Cobras of the Ashland Youth Soccer League.
Nice.
So looking forward to seeing them. I know like the 2 guys that they've supplied throughout the season have done a great job, and I know they have a great time doing it. And it's, again, just a terrific way to involve youth sports at the varsity level and just build that bridge and build that connection, that feeder from youth soccer into middle school, into JV, and all the way up to varsity.
Oh, absolutely. Just for them to see like the level of soccer that's being played at the high school level.
So we're underway here in the 3rd set. And Politica leads them out, gets the point. So Clocker's not wasting any time. I'm almost surprised they didn't keep Simpson in to start the 3rd set.
Yeah, I think, well, Politica.
Politica's doing a great job. She got away with one. The net forgave her. She got a lot of tape.
And that is make or break.
Make or break on the tape?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, Politica serving again, up 2-0 for the Clockers. Made sure she cleared the net that time. Morella digs it out. Politica, hard shot at the net, but blocked by the Crusaders. Point goes to the Crusaders, 2-1 now. And what do you got? Allie Whedon back to serve for the Crusaders. Yep. Simpson digs that one out to Politica. Cece LeBay, too hard, cross court, out of bounds. So we're knotted at 2. The Crusaders not going quietly into the good night.
Yeah, Allie Whedon, second serve in a row.
Yadav digs it out. Politica sets. Soft one over the net by Morell, I believe. Yep. This one's going deep and out of bounds. Nice job by Simpson. She followed the arc of that ball. It's a lot easier when they arc instead of on a line.
Yeah, absolutely. When they're not coming at you at, however fast they're going.
So Morella replaced now by Sofia Gonzalez. A little change of pace here. Gonzalez served much softer than Politica's. Almost a double hit by Brookhouse, excuse me.
Yeah, something they've definitely struggled with tonight. The set for Simpson.
That's 4. Simpson mishit that one. I think she has more success with her running start and hitting it hard in midair.
Yeah,
and a little bit flat-footed on that one.
That set was a little deeper than she was expecting. This is going to be Juliana Buchanan serving for Whitinsville.
And again, serving from the far side.
No running start at all, just, yeah.
Politica over to Simpson. Hard at the net, blocked, but falls in for the point.
Well, the third server already for Ashland so far in this third set, Sneha Yadav.
Okay, Cardosa moves over to the bench.
Yadav serve. Line drive serve just barely dug out. Brookhouse with the kill. Yadav digs it.
Politica serves to LeBay. This one's kept alive now by the Crusaders. Be a free ball over the net by Brookhouse. Alvis digs it out. Okay, interesting call there. Again, tough break there for LeBay. She just took too much off of that one.
Yeah.
Trying to just drop it over the net.
I think she was trying to place it, yeah. And they were anticipating it.
So Crusaders are making 2 substitutions here, and Emma Johnson back to serve for the Crusaders.
As we see that back line creep up in preparation. Played her well that time. LeBay gets it back. Good kill.
Excellent play. Just good fundamental volleyball there. Just the dig, set, kill. That's sounds so easy.
I know. It didn't seem like she got as much of a running start on that as she would have liked, but she still placed it perfectly. Got a lot of power on the hit.
Okay, LeBay back to serve. She had a nice run in the second set.
Strong serve.
Almost caught the rafters. Singer couldn't play that one. Point goes to the Crusaders, and it looks like it's Brookhouse moving to the back line to take the serve. So we're knotted at 5 here in the third set. If you're just joining us, the Cloggers took set 1, 25-16. They took set 2, 25-19. We're all tied up here in the third set. Simpson digs this one out to LeBay. Over to Amershek, cross. Nice dig by Brookhouse.
Yep, Whedon over the net. Yadav, the set.
Oh, back set, little fancy, and they get the point. Nice play by Simpson. We don't see her on that far corner very often, but she was effective on that shot. And she moves back to serve. Singer comes out, Morella comes in. So Simpson drove them home in the second set, scoring the last 5 or so points. And she's back to serve now here in the third set, up by 1. Took a lot off that serve, carries and catches a lot of the line.
Yeah, so far in this set, Ashland really hasn't had someone serving consistently, like go on a run. Maybe Simpson can do that if she gets her first point.
Definitely a change of pace there. A little touch at the net, Ashley Amershek. Certainly wasn't what the Crusaders intended. That return just carried all the way over the net, and Amershek was there to just drop it down.
Yeah, when the serve is coming in that hard, sometimes the digs just go right back over the net. Whedon.
Gonna let that one sail wide, and they do. Make it 9-5.
This is like we talked about, going on a run.
I can't tell you, I'm really, it's very tempting to break into song, 9-5. Oh, a little bit of scramble, but they get away with it. Morella's able to clear the net. Blocked at the net, and then back over. Still alive here.
Ashland had some good improvisation on those two plays.
Okay, LeBay calls it off. Simpson, one hand over the net. Just some terrific frontline play there. Was blocked, but Clockers couldn't catch up to it. So 9-6 now as Raymer heads back to serve.
Yeah, strong volley there, ends with a Whitinsville point.
Just nothing you can do when it's that close to the net.
Yeah, it's just tough to judge where that's going to land.
So Raymer got away with one. Her momentum almost took her over the line on the serve.
It's dangerous.
That's a 2-point game. Clockers up 9-7, but Crusaders serving. That one's going to sail well wide. Clockers get it right back.
That's the momentum you talked about. All right. Serving for Ashland now, Anna Alves. First time we've seen her in this set.
Just how you do to get it over, but Crusaders' mental errors not able to return the serve. So make it 11-7 Clockers here in the third set. Oh, wow. Unbelievable. Lois Powers had that one just go off of her face, I think. I don't know, she's looking around. I think she was expecting that one to hit the net, and it didn't. It cleared the tape and all, and really caught Powers off guard. And that'll lead to a Crusader timeout. So 12-7 Clockers here in the third set, Chase.
Yeah, that last play, that's a tough play to read when it's that close to the net. It's been a strong set so far, some good volleys. I don't think some of the volleys have been as good as that second set that we just finished.
Yeah, I would say that was the peak of the night, some of those volleys. It's some of the best back and forth we've seen all night.
Yeah. Ashland hoping to pick it up. They want a server to really go deep into this one. They had Taylor Simpson go for about 5 or 6 points, but other than that, not too much as we see the Ashland student section get into it.
Okay, so Owls will continue to serve for the Clockers and flanked on the back line by Simpson and LeBay. Amershek on the front line with, I believe, Kylie Cardosa and Cassie Morella. Just dropped that one in. She just broke down that defense and dropped it between the two lines. Well placed.
I just watched that one float right in the middle.
Yeah, it doesn't always have to be about velocity. It can be about control and finesse as well, and Alves had it on that one. Again, mixing speeds very nicely, and again, almost a double hit there. Not called. Here's LeBay setting for Amershek. They had pulled the libero up and then dropped it behind her. Well played point by the Clockers. Make it 14-7. They're doubled up right now on the Crusaders.
Yeah, going on a bit of a run here behind Anna Alves serving.
Dug out by Brookhouse. It'll be a free ball over and out of bounds. So Annika Holm couldn't play that one. Clockers up 15-7. Alves on a nice little run here for the Clockers. Going after Raymer this time. Alves gets it up to LeBay, over to Morella, but too strong. And that'll break Alves' serve. So make it 15-8 Clockers. So Abigail Goodell and I believe Hannah Raymer check in here for the Crusaders.
Yep, Goodell just checked in and already going back to serve for Whitinsville.
Tough play for LeBay, but the Clockers keep it alive, keep this volley going. Blocked at the net, but can't play it.
Yep, that was Allie Whedon with the kill there for the Crusaders.
It was Cardosa on the block, but she was only able to get a partial block, and the ball fell in on the Clocker side of the net. So back to Goodell. And I hope for her sake, no relation to NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. As once again, the student section making its presence known. So Clockers up 16-9 here. Politica heading back to serve. Amershek on the bench now. Simpson and Yadav on the back line here with Politica. This ball spins out of bounds as Raymer again couldn't handle the dig.
Yeah, Raymer did a good job like getting to the ball in the first place. He just wasn't able to get it in bounds. This is Politica with the serve again.
Almost with a toe on the line. Raymer again with trouble with the dig. It sails over the net. Yadav setting here for Morella. That's going to be, wow. Oh, 4 hits? Interesting.
I thought that was a line or net violation.
Oh, I thought it was a big net violation on the Clockers. I feel like these line judges are seeing a different game than I am. But again, there are, probably 10, 20 feet between us. Oh, Politica, beautiful play there. A total change of pace. She'd been power, and snuck one in there, catching the Crusaders off guard. It suddenly turned into a 10-point lead for the Clockers, getting late now into the third set. They're up 19-9.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there between Goodell and Whedon.
That dig sailed toward the net, played nicely for a moment by the Crusaders, but unable to get that third hit over the net. 20-9 Clockers. So they got that big late run of serves by Simpson in set number 2. They're getting it at the moment from Politica here in set 3. Too much of the net there. As Politica's run comes to an ignominious end. Make it 20-10 Clockers.
Once I learn what ignominious means, I'll add something to that.
Yadav digs it out. Politica. Way too hard there by Cece LeBay. But they do have a bit of a margin for error right now. It's a 9-point lead for the Clockers as Whedon serves again for the Crusaders. Yadav digs it out. Up top to Politica. Hard kill by Cardosa. And the Clockers regain serve. Back up by 10. So Morella heads to the bench. Gonzalez comes back into the game and heads to serve. Clockers up 21-11.
Gonzalez serve.
Raymer digs this one out, yep.
Set. The kill. Yep.
Too hot to handle for Whedon. Point goes to the Clockers. They've doubled up again, 22-11 now. And another timeout called by the Crusaders.
Well, in that first set, it seemed like the Ashland kind of dominated that one. They kept it a little close, made some mistakes along the way. That second set, it was also close, but it didn't seem as one-sided as it did in the first set. And then it feels like in this set, they're just not leaving any doubt. They are dominating so far.
Again, there's that extra motivation to get home in time to catch first pitch. Game 3 of the ALCS between the Red Sox and Astros.
I just want to see what the student section's doing now.
I know it is senior night. It's great to see the support of their classmates come out and honor the seniors. As we're getting down to the final volleyball home games, at least, of the regular season for the Clockers.
I don't even think the Clockers had a real discussion during the timeout. I think they were just watching the student section like us.
What do they have to talk about? Everything's going right now.
Exactly.
So Gonzalez will continue to serve for the Clockers. She's surrounded on the back line by Yadav and Politica, at least to start the serve. Did I catch? Nope, did not catch the line. Tough angle for us. So 22-12, the timeout seems to work as the Crusaders regain serve. So Raymer, the libero, steps out. It looks like Gabby Bobolia is in now for the Crusaders.
Buchanan serve.
Politica over to Simpson, cross court. Almost caught him off guard there. Free ball heading over the net. Cardosa. Too much power for the Crusaders. Make it 23-12.
All right, Juliana Singer. Oh, I guess it's going to be Sneha with the serve. 23-12,
Sure,
2 points left.
Let the senior close it out, right?
Yeah.
Too hard. Oh, they played it. This is trouble. It's over the net.
Oh.
Simpson to Politica, back to Simpson, blocked at the net. Replayed nicely. Politica over now to LeBay. Blocked again at the net, but can't get it back over. Clocker point.
All right.
Set point here.
24-12. Sneha Yadav with the serve.
Ice in her veins. Oh, beautiful touch. Well played by Hope Brookhouse, the senior. Well, everybody's expecting the big, powerful overhand, and she just dropped it right over the front line.
Man.
She's been drawing double team blocks all night, and she read that one beautifully.
I would love for Sneha to finish that one off.
Yep, so still set point.
Yep, Emma Johnson with the serve here for the Crusaders.
Yadav digs it out. Politica with the set. It's gonna be tough for LeBay, and it is too far for her, out of bounds. So remains set point for Johnson serving for the Crusaders. Off the tape.
Just gets over.
Still in play. Okay, Clocker's a little bit back on their heels right now. Got to give the Crusaders credit. They're not just rolling over here. It's another set point, 24-15. Clockers need to get it together for one more point. Yadav digs to Politica. Blocked at the net. Point goes to the Crusaders.
We got to stop saying set point.
We can all see the net bouncing, right? Like, people are hitting the net, and they're not calling it.
And that's going to be it.
That'll do it.
The Clockers take senior night with this third set, 25-16, a mirror score of the first set. Win it in 3 straight like we've seen a few times this year. And
the Clockers get off the schneid. They even their record for the season at 8-8, putting the Friday night 3-0 loss, 3 sets to none loss behind them. Came out strong tonight. Just seemed to be overwhelming for the Crusaders.
Yeah.
For the Whitinsville Christian Crusaders. So here on senior night, big win for the Clockers. And before we wrap it up, Chase, your silver award in honor of Rob Silver?
Well, I got to be honest, I was thinking about it. And when you brought it up, I was thinking Genesis Camacho. But she didn't have as many minutes in that third set. And I know it's going to sound cheap, but I think the entire team deserves it in this one. It was really, I know. I think it was a huge team victory. I think that they all kind of stood out.
I guess when you're a student, you have to play it safe like that. You're going to have to face some of these kids in school the next day.
I'm going to see them tomorrow. Exactly.
So I certainly do want to acknowledge Genesis Camacho's play tonight. She, freshman, just up from JV, definitely made her presence felt on defense at the front line, made some really terrific plays. So, I'm looking around this roster. I'd have to say Taylor Simpson had a great night. It was good to see Sneha Yadav get her serve back. Again, much more consistent than in the past. So I think, you know what? I'm going to kind of cop out as well. And what I'm going to do for my silver award, I'm going to honor the seniors, Sneha Yadav and Kylie Cardosa. Going to give them the silver award. But again, it's just a great all-around play tonight from the Clockers, and they take this one over the Crusaders 3-0. So for Chase Abrams, I'm Josh Abrams saying thanks for watching here on WACA-TV. We'll see you next time, and go Clockers.
Yeah, go Clockers.
And go Sox.